Hello everybody, it is the Mad Lad here, the maddest of the lads, and I am here for my first video to show you this little guy. I caught a common yard snake. They are not dangerous at all, and they're not, let me grab you. They're not dangerous at all, and they're actually quite tiny. As you can see in my hand, they are not as big as you would expect them to be, because this is it compared to my hand. And they are overall a very passive species. They do, there's a leaf in my view, and now there's a flower in my view, and now there's nothing in my view. And they're very friendly. They do not bite. They are not dangerous in any way, which is why they're a commonly shy species, because of how they're not dangerous in any way, shape, or form. They are commonly shy, and you actually can get them to warm up to you as long as you are patient, and as long as you do not hurt them, you do not grab them. They will always be scared when you touch them or try to pick them up, but once you do, just let them kind of rest in your hand, and they will settle down. As you can see, they're breathing very heavily, and I'm going to tell you a bit about them. Now, warning, I'm not too big of an expert on snakes, but I will tell you, I know that I love snakes, and I know a lot about them. And the first thing you're going to notice is a very focus. Autofocus. There he goes. Is a white underbelly, which if I were to flip him over, he gets very scared and tries to flip himself back up, because their underbelly is a very sensitive point of theirs. Even though you would think it's not, because you'd think, oh, that's what they're always crawling around on. But nope. It's that really raw underbelly and that really tough top skin to help defend with predators. Now, they do not mind being held, but they will try to get away, so they are difficult to capture. This one was very nice and let me capture him really quickly. One thing I will warn you is that when they get scared, they tend to poop. So that's something you gotta look out for, but they're generally very peaceful. They're very cool to hold. If your kids ever want to hold a snake, this is a very good training snake to have them hold, because that went quiet quick. Because they're very calm, and if you're calm, they will sit on your hand, and it teaches them not to be scared of snakes. These are most commonly found on the more eastern side of the United States, but they can be found other places. They are truly beautiful. They are, snakes are just a very beautiful species. You can commonly, I'm saying commonly a lot, you can find them mainly under rocks or in small caverns. Is a very main place. Boop this noodle for good luck. A very common place you could find them is under rocks or in small caverns. I'm not letting you out of my sight. I found mine. I don't want to say mine, because these snakes are not to be kept. I've had this snake for a bit, but snakes are wild animals, and unless you get them at a store, please do not take them into your home unless it is very temporary. These snakes eats small bugs. This snake commonly eats small bugs such as ants and other small bugs, or like roly-polies. I found my snake under these few bricks and rocks. Now, if I could, I might even grab a stick and try to get some ants to see him eat. Right there is a colony of ants and a small stick, so it won't be too difficult if I just place it down and leave it there. Ants will crawl on it. So we have to be very patient and quiet with this. But just to remind you, these snakes are not to be kept. Alright, here we have a small worm. It burrowed. I was too late. Alright, cool. I got an ant. Did I? Lost it. I lost it again. Alright, try to clean the stick up a bit. That way it's easy to see if you have an ant on or not. While looking for this, I also found a very large slug that was intact while being by the snake. I'm gonna guess the slug has been there for about the same time as the snake. Okay, this might work out better. I just found a dead worm. Yeah, it's dead. Okay. He won't eat it because it's been rotting there for a while. And wild animals know not to eat anything that's been dead for a while because it could contain a disease. Except for roaches. Roaches are basically immune to diseases. Alright. While I'm waiting here, I'm going to pick up him again. Or her. And I actually want to know what gender it is. Now, sometimes you could tell just by flipping it over. And it is a she. She is very, very beautiful. As you see, they're not dangerous at all. You could touch them. They really are just not a dangerous species. And oh, all right. So turns out that the colony of ants is actually moving a fleet of larvae. You know, ants go through the stages of life same as a frog or a butterfly. They start off in the egg form and then will go to a larval form, like a larva. And then, after the larvae form, they will molt their skin and become an ant. Many animals go through this system. So I've let this stick down for a bit to have ants crawl over it. It could take a bit. And if not, I could flip over some rocks to see if I could find any. Alright. Let's see what we got here. I've just flipped over this rock, and so far we have a common spider, roly-polies, some slugs, and these roly-polies. Not with this spider, what this animal eats. There are a lot of roly-polies, and there was a millipede. That's very cool. I haven't actually ever seen a millipede in person before, so that was a new experience for me, if any of you guys caught it. Nope, nothing down there. Nothing but slugs. Alright, let's see how that stick is doing. Stick is not actually covered in anything yet, which is kind of disappointing. I could grab a shovel and grab a bunch of the ants, but I feel like that would be cheating almost. Alright, I'm flipping over the rocks that I found the snake originally. To see what else is down there and what I can find. Alright. Good. I found a worm. Still alive. And this snake is definitely going to eat it. I think this worm is what this snake was after. Alright, I almost got it. There we go. Oh, and it's a big one. Alright, the worm has been introduced with the snake. Now, it could take some time before the snake realizes it's there. Because the snake is still pretty stressed out. There's a common slug. I don't know if it eats slugs, but here's another worm. Alright, I got it. There's another worm for it. Alright, tell me in the comments what you're thinking of this video so far. Is it interesting? Educational? Criticism is definitely would be nice. Constructive criticism. Alright. If you want to see what would happen. Alright. Now we wait for the snake to eat. Now, if you want to see the snake eat a slug, definitely tell me in the comments below. Because I would love to find that out without Google. Alright. The snake smells it. The snakes use their tongue to smell. And it definitely knows it's in there. Alright. The snake is definitely doing some snake charm or something. Here we go. Back down in there. Alright. The worms are in there. As you can see. The worm is slowly making its way to the snake. Worms are made mainly of hearts. In fact, you can see the worm's entire system. Its veins, its heart, and even its, what are those called? Intestines. It's very cool. Now we wait to see if the snake... Hello, flower. I'm dripping with sweat. Now we wait to see if the snake will eat the worm. Someone is home. Alright, the snake is definitely intrigued. Alright. The snake's breathing has slowed, which means it's now ready to hunt. It knows the worms are there and it's sensing the worms. Alright, now we just wait to see what happens. Alright, the worms, okay. He's starting to smell the worms as the worms come near. The worms are not very smart, so they are coming closer. They have touched the snake. The snake doesn't seem to mind too much. Maybe the snake is not hungry. We will see. For these snakes are still carnivores. It's It's moving very still. The snake, not moving at all, has just watched the worm as it crawls past. Maybe these worms are poisonous to the snake, although that is unlikely. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. The snake is still sitting still. I don't think it's going to eat the worms at all, actually. In fact, I don't think he's hungry. Just what happens when he's captured. Snakes have come in contact and touched. Not the snakes, the worms have come in contact and touched the snake. So why? Still, has the snake not moved? Frightened by my touch, he does seem to swim around. Both worms now know that the snake is there. They are now aware of its enemy. The worms are now moving carefully, trying to avoid touching the snake. The snake gives off a pheromone. It's shit. It smells it. The worms smell its shit. And the worms are like, well, I don't want to touch that noise. Alright. The snake still doesn't seem to be bothered by the worms at all. But one of the worms is about to make... there we go. The worm has made contact and caused a bit of stress. But I don't think anything's gonna happen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see all you in the next video. Comment to know what you want to see.